Hey guys, it's me, Waddler, and I'm a duck, and today I'm going to show you how to make this hovercraft car. So basically, when you flick the switch, it will transform into a hovercraft like this, and those two back wheels become propellers, so it can go on the water like this, and then if I flick it again, it'll go back to being a car like this. And some of you may have seen this on my shorts channel. So anyways, let's get straight into the tutorial. Before you build it, you will need the scale tool and the screwdriver tool. So let's get straight into building it. Place down a wood block with anchor on and merging level red. Then use scale tool and scale it up to a height of 14 blocks. 14 studs, like this. Then place a titanium block up here and scale it out to become 20 studs long. And now you can delete this wooden rod, and it should float because it's anchored. Then place a block on each side like this, so one here and one here. And now set your move to 0.2 and place any kind of block slightly away from this one, so 0.2 away from that. And then do it on this side, so 0.2 away. Then set your scale to 0.2 and scale it all the way in and then out until it pops out of this side. So it should be 2.4 in size. So just do this on this side as well. Now you can delete these. And then on these two fabric blocks that are here, what you want to do is put the back wheels and the front wheels. And then you can delete the fabric like this. Now that you've done that, what you can do is set up the back wheel mechanic because it's the most complicated one. So place plastic blocks on each of the wheels at the back and set your scale to 1 and then scale it down so it's 10. Then scale down 10 on this side and then place in the servos like exactly how I do them. So you want them facing out, so this one faces out, then I'm going to hit T twice to make it flip upside down like this. And then you want to scale up by 1 like this, so now these are 9. You'll notice that this side is fine, but you need to add a couple more blocks on this side. So just place a block here and here to connect it. Now place 2 titanium weights about here, doesn't really matter. And then just scale them up so this one's 4 by 5 out. And do the same here. So it makes it so it doesn't glitch out when it transforms. Now use scale to select this main rod. And then place a plastic block in the middle. And scale it down to 10 as well. And now place a piston facing backwards about here. Then a plastic block, then another piston, then a plastic block slightly towards these like this, so it should look like that. Then place 2 pistons on each side of this plastic block and place 2 plastic blocks on the back of these servos and then connect them up to this setup like this using plastic blocks. So they should be connected at the bottom here. So that's the entire back wheel setup done. But there's just a bit of extra setup you'll need to do. So you're going to need to place a chair up here. And then, wait, before you put the chair or anything, what you actually need to do before everything is you need to select all and then make everything invisible. And then select this middle stick, then make it transparency 0. So everything down here should be invisible. Then you can place a chair up here. But before you do the chair, you need to make sure the binds will bind correctly. So place a switch, then place a chair, and it should just bind to one of these wheels, which is okay. Now delete this switch and place blocks next to all the wheels and then just replace the wheels So I put all mine on the front of the wheels. So I'm gonna do back wheels here, front wheels here, and then delete these wooden blocks. And now you can make the body of your car. So if you want to follow along with how I make my body, do what I do here. So 2 of these here, and I mirror it on this side. Then what I do is set my move to 0.2 and make this 0.2 away from this wheel, and then do that on this side as well. And over here, gotta move here because of the mechanics. Oops. So I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna put it here. And now that I've done that, I set my move back to 1 and just fill in the side like this. And I do it over here. So blocks here, here, and here. Like that. Now I place a block on the corner of this, then I use scale, and then I scale it out like that. I do the same over here. So this should be 8 in size. Then I place a 1 on this block, and I just scale it out to 8 over here as well. Like that. Now on this side with a thing over here, I place a titanium block on the corner, then extend it out. I extend it back over this way so it's 12, so there's 1 block extended out from the main block. I'm gonna do this on the opposite side, and then I'm gonna do the sides here. So here, I'll scale it out like that, and scale it over here, and then I'm just gonna copy it onto the side. Like this. And the final touches, I'm gonna place a 45-degree angle block here and here, then scale it down to 4, like this, and then 1 up on each of these to make it 5. So the chassis is done. I'm just gonna give it a bit of a paint job. I'm just gonna paint those because I like those painted, and I like these when they're black. And then I'm just gonna set these pistons. So you want to set this piston here that pushes out the plastic block to extend length 2. And then you want to set the other piston up here. You want to set this one to 5. And you want to set the other 2 to 2. Like this. So this should be 2. And you actually want to set this one to 3. I just misremembered it. So this should be 3, this should be 5, and these should be 2. Like that. And now you've done that, you can place down the switch again here. And it should bind to these pistons. But actually, before you place the switch, there's just one more thing we need to do. Put one there. We need to set up the drive for boat mode. So using a screwdriver, I'll make this visible again. And I'm going to scale it out a bit. So I'm just going to scale it like this, so this is 12. And I'm just going to place 4 boat motors like this. And then I'm going to make these 2 plastic pieces invisible again. So it should look like that. Now you can place the switch back and it should be binded to the correct pieces. And there's one more mechanic we need to add to it, which is the front wheels mechanic. So you place down a piston, then a titanium rod like that, then a piston on each side facing inwards, and set these 2 pistons to extend length 4. Extend them both out, and then I'm just going to paint them before we change anything. Also, you want to set this bottom one's extend length to 1. You place a plastic block here and scale it out towards the wheel, like this and this, so it doesn't connect to the body of these 2 pistons. Then place 1 on the middle piston, then scale out 1 to each side so it connects it all together. Then you want to make it invisible, so these won't touch this. So the mechanisms are done. All you need to do are the collisions, which are really simple. So you just select all. Then what you want to do is you want to collision off everything. And then turn the collision back on for the wheels and these grey pieces, because they'll act as your stabilizers while you're driving. So this should be done. Now you just want to select all, set your servo torque up, set the servo angle to 90, and then it should be done. Before you save it, I made some mistakes in that recording. So what you want to do is you want to set this, you see it's at 2. In the recording I told you to set it to 1, so you will want to set it to 2 or else it won't work. And over here I'm going to add these propellers shapes onto the back wheels because I think it makes it look cooler when it's transformed. And there's just one more thing I'm going to add. On each of these here, just place 2 titanium blocks and do it on this side as well. Then set your scale to 0.2, scale them all the way to one direction towards these wheels, like this. Then use scale to 1. Oops, this one's still not fully thin. Use scale 1 to just fill in these gaps so it doesn't look weird when it transformed into hovercraft mode, like this. And now you just have to do the collision thing. So you want to collision everything off, then collision everything that's the wheels and these grey pieces on. Don't collision these propellers on, they need to be collisioned off. And then now you've done that, you can actually save it and then load it to make sure it connects properly. And now you can actually test it. So you see it drives like a normal car, but as soon as you flick the switch, it turns into a hovercraft like this. And it can drive around like a boat now, with these propellers at the back. Then you just flick the switch again, and you can become a car, like this. So, anyways, thank you for watching, and goodbye.